Welcome to Flex Your Feelings, the mental health and wellness podcast with myself, James Penny, and the lovely Sam Bell.
Hello, mate.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello there.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. You?
Yeah? Do you know what? I'm really good.
Did you notice something?
What?
I said in a previous episode that I was like, "Oh, how are you?" And I always just say, "Always good."
I'm
always
always good. Okay.
Yeah, but I've tried to stop saying that now.
And so you said I'm all right instead.
Yeah, basically.
That's such a profound change.
I'm in a very good space right now.
Good. And it's really nice to be here, as usual. Today's episode is going to be called Human First, Profession Second.
Yep.
And in your case, Sam, because we're focusing on you today, is that you're a coach.
Yes.
Second. So human first, coach
second.
Second.
Yeah.
And I don't know what your thoughts are, but I get the impression
You're going to
that
find out
sometimes...
because you're going to ask those questions.
Well, we'll get there. I've just got to get my bit out. But so I don't know what your thoughts are, but I get the impression that if you're in a helping profession like therapy or coaching, that an assumption is made that you've always got your shit together.
Yeah, it's a massive misconception, isn't it?
And I thought we'd delve into your personal experience of not having your shit together, hence human first.
How long we got?
As much time as you need. Human first, coach second, and that transition or the connection between the two and the journey that you've been on.
Yeah.
With the emphasis on helping people own that it's okay not to have your shit together, but there's something happening as a growth there, isn't there? So we
Yeah, but it's like you said, it's that journey, and
it's not a linear thing. We don't start here and finish here.
no.
But it would be really interesting to know more about what you've experienced.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you just said there is it doesn't anyone can decide when their quote unquote journey starts. We know it's a bit cliche, but it is what it is, right?
I can't think of a better word.
No.
And it's cliche
Quest.
for a reason. Quest. Oh, I love a quest.
Get my sword out.
I want to have special powers.
But yeah, no, and I think we'll talk about it in terms of like all set and stuff like that. But there is no final destination. Good film, by the way.
Good.
But
8 films.
No, the first one was good. But yeah, I think that's a big misconception as well. When we'll get onto that people think that there is a start and an end, and the reality is there isn't an end. It's just a continuous journey of growth.
Yes.
If you choose to do that.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah.
So human first, because I think that's so important to really get across, is that despite what profession we're in particular helping professions, we are still human, and we'll always be, even though we learnt to.
I was going to make a really bad joke then, but
It sounds like you to hold back. I've lost my train of thought. What I think I was saying was that it's important to own our humanness first. Our profession is an extension of that.
Yeah.
We learn a lot and we apply it to ourselves as well, but we haven't always had our shit together, nor will we always have our shit together, arguably. We might have it a bit more together or know how to put it back together quicker.
But then that's all, like the first question I would ask is, what's that then? Because who defines having your shit together? It's funny that like we've spoken so much about like dating on this thing, but like in bio, just like someone with their shit together. Well, what the fuck does that mean to you? Because it might mean something completely different to me, and it's a perception, right? It's and it's the only person that really matters is if you think you've got your shit together, that's what matters.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
I agree. So let's talk about human first, coach second. So where would you start in terms of being human first? What
do we need to go? We're having a birds and the bees conversation right now. So my daddy met my mum, and
they love each other very much.
Well, actually, not really. So that's a fucking other story.
Well, what comes up in your head when you think about not having your shit together? Go back as far as you would like in terms of your life and your personal experiences.
Yeah. So I would say I'm a complicated human. I mean, I think everyone would probably say that. These people that say, "Oh, I'm so easygoing," and it's like, "Oh yeah, or you just saying that." But anyway, that's probably comes from me saying it in the past. I don't know how to. I don't know.
Complicated person. That's interesting.
Yeah, like I think I have grown so much. Not in height because we know I'm short. Before you say it,
I wasn't going to. I was
You
thinking
fucking
it, and I wasn't going to say.
You can tell I'm getting a little bit uncomfortable because I start moving around.
It's like, oh,
and he is a therapist, so it's like, oh, well, let me not slow that down.
I can't promise that I won't come across a little bit like a therapist, but
look, I want you to.
I'm very curious.
I want you to. I'm actually about to start therapy again, so we'll talk about that, like, because it's all part of the journey.
Okay. So complicated person.
Yeah, I think so. I think I've got, and don't really like using this, but I've got demons that crop up every now and again, and it goes like what you said about having your shit together and stuff. There's not a lot of people that see that, and I think that's a human thing to do. You put the masks on, right, because you don't necessarily want people to see that you are struggling with certain things.
Yeah.
I think I've grown a lot through things that I've put myself through situations, through choices, through decisions that I've made.
Okay.
Probably should. So I'm not going to say the word should because I've said I don't like using that word, but I probably could have learned a lot of lessons a lot sooner if I'd have caught what I was doing. But I wasn't aware of what I was doing. I wasn't aware of the impact that it was having on me as a human. Behaviours that I thought were completely normal probably weren't. They were reactions. They were acting out because of something that was going on internally that I wasn't aware of. We spoke before about alcohol and substance abuse. I've used that to self-soothe, but that is part of who I am, and I'm not ashamed of it because I'm sad that I made some of the decisions and some of the choices to use it, and then I'm not going to blame the substances and stuff for my actions, but you and I both know that they have a profound effect on how the brain works. Yeah, I mean, I could go on forever about...
Is it okay if we go back to when you said you put on a lot of masks?
Yeah, let's do it. Then we'll talk about that.
What's your experience and memory of some of those masks and where they came from or what they are?
I'll just go back to like school. It was always, like parents' evening. Oh, Sam's got so much potential if he didn't just want to be the class clown.
Okay.
And that's kind of where it started. And then it was, I wanted to be the funniest guy in the room. And I think I mentioned this. I wanted to be the funniest guy in the room, the best looking guy in the room, the most interesting guy in the room. And if I didn't get that, I would then act out even more to try and, people say, oh, you'll be center of attention all the time. Funnily enough, one of my friends actually said it to me recently. He was like, oh, it's the Sam Bell show. And now I'm like, yeah, it fucking is. Because I'm okay with that right now. Yeah. But back then I was doing it for the wrong reasons. Right now, because I am who I am. But yeah, I think it could go back to school. I wanted to be the popular one.
Where do you think that humour part of you came from? What do you think it was about being a class clown?
I think it was the attention.
Okay.
Being the person that could make people laugh. And when you look back now, it wasn't like even having like being a little shit in a class where you are the one arguing with the teacher and almost patronising a teacher at like 14, 15, and then you're about to see them lose their shit, and you're like, even that was funny. And if I saw it now, I'm like, you're just being a fucking knobhead, mate. But yeah, it was anything I could do to get a reaction from people around me that I felt
any
was
attention.
Positive. Yeah, any
positive
attention.
Or negative?
No, it needed to be. For me, it needed to be positive, but. Right. There was probably plenty of people in those classes that were like, just like, what's this dickhead doing? And I thought I was like very, very popular. And I was with the people that liked me. But the people that didn't like me, didn't think that was funny and didn't think that, they didn't like me. And then like later on in life, when we got a little bit older and left school, I used to like bump into some of them when we used to go out. And on quite a few occasions, like I'd have a conversation with them, and they'd be like, I'd obviously be drunk at the time, but I'd go up to them and be like, hello, how you doing? I haven't seen you since school, da, da, da. And we'd have like a brief 10-minute conversation about it, and they were like, I thought you were a complete dick in school. And they were like, but you're actually not, are you? And but even then I didn't really I didn't understand why. I was like, no, see, everyone thinks I'm this knobhead that wants all this attention and stuff. But actually, there's a lot more to me than that.
Well, of course. And I suspect that people stopped at just seeing the presenting version of you, rather than looking past and beyond the class.
Well, I didn't give
clown.
him an opportunity to. That's
but
the truth.
Nobody really, maybe, and I'm making an assumption here, but nobody perhaps really stopped to really look.
Yeah,
because they were just reacting and responding to.
But that's because that's what I wanted. It was like if I had it's like almost like that 5 minutes of fame. Do you know what I mean? And even things like I used to antagonise the teacher to the point when they go, right, Sam, just get out, just leave the classroom, and then it was like, yeah, all right. Backpack on, or was it one strap back then? Wasn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, not two straps.
Not two straps. And I found that funny. And then I used to stand outside the class, and then obviously you have glass windows, and then like try and get people's attention. Like, oh, I'm the naughty boy. Like if I have kids and they do that, mate, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean?
Were you like that at home?
I think I've always tried to be like funny at home, and don't get me wrong, I am a funny guy. I'm very funny.
I can vouch for that very much.
But yeah, I think when my family life growing up was like, my parents are fantastic. I've got a brother as well, but I was that typical. I didn't want to be seen with my parents. You know, like this year, one of my mum's like resolutions, if you like, she turned around to all of us at the beginning of the year and she said, "Look, can we plan family nights, because you know, like you're all older now, and you know you've got your own lives, like my brother's engaged and stuff like that. You know, you have to make time for these things in terms of schedules, and obviously like with what we do for work and stuff." And I think we've done 3 now this year so far.
What, 3 family
events, and it's like something like the first one we did was like Nando's and bowling. Like it doesn't have to be this massive spectacle, but I love it. And I look forward to it. Whereas if you'd have turned around to me when I was between the ages of like 13, even up to like mid-20s, I'd have been like, oh, fucking hell, like I'd rather do this. I'd rather go get shit-faced with my mates. Or that. And I guess that is kind of normal. Like no teenager wants to. It's typical, like, almost like Kevin and Perry in it back in the day. Like no one wants to. Oh God's sake, I've got to go here. Like I remember, like, and I feel really bad about it now, because my mum used to be like, "Oh, look, we're going here, but we'll be done by 9, so you can shoot off." Or we'd be at like a family meal, and we'd eat dessert, and my mum and dad would be like, "Go on, you can go now." Like, "All right, okay, sweet, cheers." I just leave, like, and I feel guilty for that, because I'm like, all you wanted to do was just spend time with me. And like, my mum still takes the piss out of me now, and like, fucking hell, like, can't get a word out of you sometimes. And you know, but now it's just because sometimes I haven't got that much to say, which is hard to believe. I understand, but yeah, like there's still you get low moods and stuff where it does impact what you want to talk about. But yeah, I think at home I didn't need to be the class clown, but I was still putting on a perception. Like obviously I was the older brother. I had this, I don't know what the word is, but constant desire for external validation from women.
Okay.
And yeah, like, I mean, even like boasting to my parents about how many women I was like seeing and stuff like that. Like, and I was like, what was I expecting, like, from my parents to be like, "Oh, well, that's my boy." Do you know what I mean? Like,
go on, son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe some people would have gotten that
maybe.
validation.
But yeah, I think bottom line is that.
What do you think?
I love external validation now from the right people.
Okay.
You know, I think anyone is lying when they say it doesn't feel good for someone to go, "You look good. Oh, that's so funny." Like, because it's a compliment, right? And everyone likes to be told they've done something right or whatever, but I was so hell-bent on I needed it before. And I sought it out in whatever way I could. Didn't matter.
What's your sense of why you needed it so much? I mean, class clown you've talked about.
Yeah.
Maybe then we get, when you change into being a teenager or develop into being a teenager, that you want acceptance and validation from your peers. But then it was in particular about wanting to sort of boast, I think was your word, around how many women you were kind of into or they were into you.
Yeah.
And then it maybe led to sort of like a more partying type lifestyle.
That just accelerated.
What do you think was going on in terms of that desire, that deep desire to have so much external validation. What do you know of it now?
I think the honest answer is I don't know. Okay. I don't know why. I just know that it felt good. I felt like it felt good. Which
did you get a lot of praise and validation from your parents?
Yeah, like they've always been proud of me, but then I've always felt that I probably disappointed them at times a lot as well. And that's not true because that's what they've said. That's just because of how I felt, because of decisions that I've made that I think they've got this expectation of what I should be doing or should have done, and I hadn't done it that way. Like I remember at one time, so growing up, so we're obviously going to talk about like the profession side of things, but you know, was an electrician. Then I went and did a little bit of offshore work, but that didn't really suit my lifestyle, so I quit that. I then went back to self-employment as a sparky, and then I did that for ages. Sorry, my phone just ringing.
on your watch, can I just say?
My watch, yeah. So yeah, sorry, and
I'm not going to confiscate it. Don't worry. I'll have that now, please, Sam.
But I would have found that funny back in school
at the end of class.
I'm like, you're not having it. Come take it.
Well, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway,
bullshit by all
yeah, basically, yeah. It was a little shitbag. And then so like profession-wise, then it was like sparky, and then went into like project management, and then I always like, I think I've spoken in, I don't know how, but basically my dad's a firefighter, or was a firefighter for London, and I always wanted to be a firefighter. And I was on the road to get in my engineering degree. Like I was a project design manager in the electrical industry, so I was in a really good place. This was like late, probably like 27, 28. And I could see that my parents were proud. They were like, right. And I loved it. And my mum was like, oh, finally, like you could tell that he's found something that he's going to stick with. And I think that's a little bit outdated because parents do have this like, just get a stable job, like, you know.
Well, they're a product.
And then the fire brigade come up, and I didn't actually tell my mum. Oh. I told my dad that the fire brigade were recruiting. I don't even know if I told him that I applied, but I applied for it, got through to like, there's various stages, obviously. And it got to a certain point where I told my dad, I was like, just want you to know, I was like, I'm at this stage. And he was like, didn't even know you had. I was like, no, but don't tell mum. Because I knew what her reaction would be like. It would be like, oh, for God's sake, like you're on this course to get a degree in engineering, you're doing really well. Like at the time, the guy that I actually worked for, we were a small consultancy firm. In the night, like he was basically saying, you know, I'm looking for someone to like take over in 10 years. Basically, you know, you've got the attributes to do that. So like mapping out my plan that I was going to be running this consultancy that, you know, turns over a few £1 million a year. And then got all the way through to like basically the final stage of the fire brigade. And then when I got in, like my mum's words were, this is it now. Like this is going to be the thing that sticks. Like this has got to be the last thing that you try. And then
that sounds a little bit like you were interpreting it as the last chance.
Basically, yeah. Like, you know, stop flitting around like you're nearly 30. You should quite have your shit together by now, you know. And obviously I'm a firefighter now as well as a coach, and I absolutely love the fire brigade. Like it is amazing, but I'm not going to do it forever. I know I'm not. Like the coaching side of things, when it goes right with the clients and stuff, and you really got to work it, it gives me such a bigger feeling of, wow, you really helped someone, which is really ironic because I'm literally running into buildings, saving someone's life at times, not all the time, but you know, you're constantly you know, I've got two professions, if you like, that are all about helping others. And I love the fire brigade, like I love the community side of things, and yeah, I think without digging her out, she probably put quite a lot of pressure on me, as most parents, I believe, do, you know, but it's my interpretation of that. Yeah, I think I've gone off on a right tangent, mate.
I think it's all important. I'm feeling like there was obviously a big chunk of time where you were, I don't know if lost is the right word to use, or you were, consumed with a different type of experience, like partying. But then the sort of what came before that was that class clown wanting attention, wanting to make people laugh. But then you highlighted it was more about wanting to have external validation, and maybe you found a lot of that in other ways before you got to like late 20s and did the fire brigade stuff. But if we're thinking about having your shit together, did it feel for you that a lot of the time that after school and before getting into the fire brigade that you didn't have your shit together? Did you feel lost? Did you feel like you were spiraling? Did you feel unhappy?
I think at the time I didn't really feel lost.
Okay.
I think like being on site and doing electrics.
Oh, sparky stuff.
Yeah, I fucking hated it. And I still hate it now, even though I dabble in it a little bit, like to help people out. But it was that, and I was like, oh, fucking, is this it? And then I went down the more, like I say, the project management route and stuff like that. And that gave me a real sense of self-worth, because I felt more important, which is no disrespect to anyone on site, because I know they're not, but there's no more important than other. But I felt like it was a more senior position, and I think what it was that I had to learn something new, and I fucking love that. Like, I think life should always be about learning. Like, every day's a school day. Do you know what I mean? Excuse me. But I loved it, and I loved the technical side of it. And I loved getting in, like, getting on the softwares and learning all this stuff. And then I remember going on a site one day, and relatively fresh faced. So I was 28 back then, and I would like to say I was about 25.
Well, then, if that's what you thought, then it's true.
I walk in on site, and I've been there. I've been this guy that said similar things to me. And I walked in, and I saw the project manager that was running it. And he turned around to me, and he said, "Oh," I picked a few things up, and he went, "Oh, what's this?" He went, "Oh, you're straight out of like university," because that's a lot of that sort of world is. They go to university, they get a degree, they've had no site experience.
Okay.
And basically made some real like shitty remark in front of like his lads to be like, "Oh, we're going to get told what to do by another suit." So I fucking ripped his work to pieces. And he was there, and he went, "You know what you're talking about." I went, "Yeah, because I've been fitting this shit for 15 years, mate." I said, before I got into this position. And he came up to me after, and he was like, "I apologise for that." He's like, "You understand?" I was like, "Yeah, I do understand." I was like, "But, like, if you'd have had a conversation with me before, I could have given you that." But even that felt like a bit of power. And I was like, "Fuck you." I was like, "Yeah." Like, and then I almost, at certain times, craved that as well. Like that sense of...
Is that another form of external validation?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Like that feel to need to be important. And I think even now in the fire brigade, I've probably got it to a certain degree. Like I'm not like a junior officer in the fire brigade, and I went for that quicker than what some people probably would have recommended or believed that should happen. And don't get me wrong, I'm still learning and I make mistakes, but I like being in charge of that fire engine. I like being able to... I had a conversation with a guy that we had an incident the other night, and it's like, I love getting hands on, but standing back and being the one making the decisions, and at the end of it, when you've come to the end of this incident and everything's closed down, it's like, I made that call, I made that happen. Don't get me wrong, like the firefighters are phenomenal at what they do. They obviously got the hands in, but it was a lot of the time it's my call to say, like, let's do this. And yeah, I feel like that's a good external validation, because someone coming up to you in a more senior position going, "Well done, mate." I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think being told you've done a good job,
recognition,
praise, recognition, like, and I think that's a big thing. People get so, when they go through a journey, they get so hell bent on, external validation is bad. External validation is bad. No, it's not.
It sounds like you're trying to say that actually, in some ways, if it's balanced, that it's okay to feel good feelings about getting positive
if you've done a bit of inside exploration about as to why you want that. Like, I've got an ego.
Well, we all have.
Yeah, And I fucking love it being stroked, for want of a better phrase. But
that's actually a theoretical term, may I add?
Yeah.
It's called positive strokes. It comes from transactional analysis. It is.
I've had a few negative strokes from women, mate, never again.
But just to like throw you a bit, not that you need a lifeline, but that actually is a theoretical term.
Yeah.
In one theory, TA, transactional analysis, positive strokes and negative strokes, meaning like, oh, you did good.
Yeah.
Or you're a complete waste of space.
Yeah.
You liked to have those positive
of course, yeah.
Statements, those praise-like statements.
Yeah, and I think now, like, obviously at times, I probably don't stick to this, excuse me, but the ego boosting, when it comes from the people that I genuinely give a fuck about their opinion, I'm like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Other times, I don't really care what people have to say, but then other times that it creeps in a little bit there. Like I would like to say that I'm someone who doesn't really care too much about what people think about me anymore, because there's plenty of people that are in my life that have seen so many stages of Sam, and they're still there. They're the people that I really care care about what they think, because they're like, you changed, do you know what I mean? And that's good. It does creep in where I still need, I catch myself doing it, even if it's been for a little bit of a prolonged time, where I do worry about, I wonder what they're thinking about me. Oh, are they talking about me? And I'm like, or maybe I need to do a bit of deep work here, because I haven't felt like, I'll go through stages of not really caring what they, like, not caring what they think at all. Or not, it's not that I don't care what they think, it's just that I don't even think about it. Do you know what I mean? But then I do go through stages still where it's like, oh, I wonder what they think, or I wonder what they're saying about me. Like, do they think I made the right call? And in reality, I'm just like, why does it matter? Because I've done so much self-development work where I got to a point where your opinion is irrelevant. Like, even if, and half the time they're not even voicing an opinion, it's an opinion that I think they're thinking. Yeah, you know.
Oh yeah, you've created that in your head.
Yeah,
but. I mean, I watch your content, and you come across extremely confident and energetic, which is wonderful. But I know that behind the scenes there'll have been stuff you've gone through. Of course, some of it I know because we've talked about it. You said earlier that you were going back to therapy.
Yep.
I'm curious, like, back to the sort of having your shit together or not having your shit together. Do you have an idea of what still causes you to fall into traps or old patterns, or anything that you still feel that's not healed or not resolved, if you feel comfortable enough to share that?
Yeah, of course. Like, I'm going to be as honest as I can on this.
But what's some of your shadows?
The answer's no. That's why I'm going back, because...
What do you mean the answer's...
I don't know why I still fall into certain things. Okay. So certain behaviours... I'll be honest as possible, but certain behaviours that I used to do have crept back in. Sorry. And when I say crept back in, I don't not like it, but I've let it happen, you know?
Can you say what behaviours?
In terms of the external validation, you know, wanting a bit more of attention from women, okay. But also from men as well. Not in like a sexual way, but needing that. I remember getting like drunk one night, which is another thing that I stopped doing for a long time. I was so much better for it. I've been drinking a lot more at social events than what I would have done. Yeah, to the point where I feel it almost rise up in me again, the insecurities, and then having like you know have those deep drunk conversations, and it's like, oh, do you think I'm doing this well? Do you think I'm doing that? Like asking for it. I think my friend Emily, she's a very frequent listener. She texts me all the time. When's the next one coming out?
Oh, hi Emily.
I text her, and this is almost pathetic, but it's not. I text her and I was like, "Just tell me I'm pretty." I was out of the country and I was like, "Just tell me I'm pretty." And she was like, "What the fuck's going on?" And she said,
having a sort of some form of existential.
Yeah, I was just like, wobble. Yeah, massively.
I need that. Help me, please validate me.
And I think I also said to her, I was like, "Do you think anyone will ever love me again, or do you think I'll fall in love again?" Like, do you think something like it's something broken? Because in terms of relationships, it just doesn't fucking happen. There's something still that needs to be done internally for me to let myself fall in love, for want of a better phrase, like,
very honest.
or even open up. And the thing is, I think what frustrates people in that sense is that I am quite open, and at times I'm quite good at talking about my feelings. I'm either, here you go, this is how I feel, and I'm really good, and they're like, fucking hell, this geezer's well emotional intelligent, like he knows how to talk, like da 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 da. Or I'm like, shut down. And I want to keep working on that part, because you don't have to shut everybody out that gets close, but you don't also have to you don't have to like share with everybody. Like you can, there is a bit in between, and that's where I want to get to. I want to, the people that are very, very close to me know that I am very honest with them about certain things. But I just want to get to that stage where I can be in the middle and not have to almost like rely on them at times, and just be like, okay, I'll sit with it, and I think that's why I'm going back to therapy.
Do you have a sense of, when you were in the midst of that partying lifestyle and alcohol, etc., do you have a sense now where you're at this point of what feelings that you were self-medicating?
I'm self-soothing the hell out of it, yeah.
Self-soothing what?
All my own insecurities.
Okay,
you said that I come across really confident, right? And we have spoken about, don't believe everything you do on social media. Yeah. And I said before the show, like, one of the biggest things that I get is that you said about my energy, and people love it. I get a lot of DMs going, "Oh, I just love your energy," like, especially when I used to do the morning videos. They're like, "It's fucking 6:30. Like, how are you here?"
I love the way you just unapologetically you.
Yeah, and
but behind the scenes.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like, I like to think I am quite a positive person. I am quite high energy, but I'm high energy, but sometimes that energy isn't always positive. It's quite negative. So if I'm in a high energy state, but I'm thinking I'm in a negative situation, I'm just as, it's the same, So people see this like, fucking hell, this geezer's on one, like, yeah, singing in the car, like, right, go have a fucking good Monday, people, like, ah. But
which I love.
Yeah, and I love doing it. But if I'm in a negative situation and I'm in that high energy state, it's like I spiral, and it takes me.
What sort of things happen in your head?
It's like I just like it's the what ifs. Oh, what if they're thinking this? What if they're thinking that? Like, oh, could I have done this? Could I have done that better? Like, what if this happens in the future? And then I get into a bit of a thing where I'm like, am I being a bit of a fucking like hypocrite here? Because I'm trying to tell people to, what if? One of the biggest things I say is like, stop worrying about what could go wrong. Start thinking about what could go right. And I do that so much, but I still do think about what could go wrong, because it's fucking human nature, I believe, to do that. If I catch myself doing it, it's like, right, can you like slow down? But then more recently, those what could go wrong things have been popping more into my mind, and I know a lot of it is because I haven't been doing what I know works.
Yeah, classic though. Isn't
it,
right?
Because you get to
human
a certain
first,
point,
coach second.
Exactly that.
Human, no matter how well versed we are in stuff, we'll put down the behaviours we know help first. Before and that paves the way for all of the learned behaviour to come flooding back in. But that's completely human. And
it's that cliche thing of, oh, take your own advice.
Yeah.
Like, I've got people in my DMs asking me like, oh, what can I do here? And I think they've asked me what my advice is, and I've got a big thing about what I learned in therapy, that I was a fixer. So someone would come to me just necessarily not wanting me to tell them what to do. I'll be like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. And I've tried to stop doing that. But if someone actually asks, like, do you have any advice? Then I'll be like, well, look, in my experience, do this. And then I'll like look at it and I'll go, fucking hell, Sam, like, you could have been that. You're basically that person, because you could be asking. And that's why I believe that, therapists and coaches, anyone that is helping someone, all the good ones have got their own coach. All the good ones have got their own therapist, because they know they haven't got their shit together. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I think there's something so powerful now in recognizing that no one can do this shit alone.
No.
Like,
We're not designed to.
We're not designed to. Yeah.
It's not in any way, shape, or form healthy to walk this world alone.
And having my own coach and soon to be another therapist makes me a better coach, because I learn loads of stuff from the coaches that I've got, and then I learn stuff from myself through therapy, and I use that to be a better coach. And I think
because that fixer part of you, I sense, can be channeled into advice and coaching. Some elements of fixing will be, not perhaps to take it on or to overdo it, like hand it to that person and let them go with it, kind of thing. But in our personal lives, I don't know about you, but fixing can sometimes feel like we've taken it on as ours. But then there's it's sort of like it's channeling what you might find was a negative in your life into something that your profession actually uses for a force of good.
Absolutely. And like we had speaking before we started recording, something that I learned from one of the coaches is that so much of it is about reframing it. And it was the statement of, oh, this happened to me. Yeah, like bad shit does happen, but if you can, it might upset a few people, but I believe up to probably like 99% of situations, bad ones, if you can reframe it and find a gift and find out what happened for you in there. Don't get me wrong, there's so many things, like I say, so much bad stuff that happens to people, but something good can come out of it if you choose to try and look for it a little bit more. And yeah, like I think that everyone could benefit from having a coach and a therapist and everything like that, or both. Yeah, like I say, I've got both.
Me too.
Yeah, and you don't. If you are a coach or you are a client that is looking for it and they go, oh, this person is completely on lock. It's like there's so much more to that. Like, because I think people do take on this idea that if they are going to be a coach, obviously I can't speak from a therapist point of view, but maybe I'll ask you questions in the next episode about it. But it's like they feel like, I actually spoke about this with my mate Nick at work, this is my identity, this is who I am a coach, I have got this together. I'm like, I'm in the gym at this time. Like, you see these morning routines and and it's almost become a bit of a trend now that people are now taking the piss out of the morning routines, so they do like a mock comedy one. It's like bowl of facing glass bowl of ice water and all this sort of stuff. And like they take on this, oh, I'm a coach, so I've got my social media account is who I am. It's bollocks. It is complete fucking bollocks.
It's just an illusion.
I remember before I got into, so obviously I do like life coaching, but I'm now branching into personal training as well, because the crossover between mind and body is so massive. Nice. So I want to be someone that can help in both aspects. But I remember when I first got into coaching, I met a friend, and she's been in the game a long time. And I'm not the first person to say this, but some of the most insecure people with drug habits and stuff are all fucking PTs online with thousands and thousands of followers, making so much money a month because of what's on social media, because of the life that they show that they're living. So everyone thinks, I want that life, but these guys are fucking like crying because they feel so shit about themselves because they've made that their identity. And I think we're in a situation now where there is a lot more honesty on social media, and it is getting better. People do show. Yeah.
Hopefully, it continues to be more.
I think there's still room for it to even be even further so. But because
it's not to invalidate what you're putting out in terms of content, but the title of this episode is Human First, right? Yeah. And that's what we will always be.
Yeah, I had a conversation. So I've taken on. Like I said, I'm going into like the personal training side of things as an addition to the life coaching, and ironically, I've asked someone for help on how to build that social media and how to market certain things and all that. And one of the things that we spoke about was the Instagram. And I said, my Instagram's a bit of a shit show. So, because if you go to the bottom, it was like a car on a journey with me about sorting my life out. Then I got into the coaching, and I was sober at the time, completely like teetotal. So I was like, right, And if you went through it, you'd be like, is this guy, oh, so we're going on a journey with this guy. Oh, hang on, no, he's a sober coach. He's an alcoholic-free coach. Oh, no, he's not, because now he's speaking about just being a life coach. And then now it's all about like snippet of February, a snippet of March, snippet of... It's like, what the fuck's going on? And I understand that as an online coach or any business, you know, the Instagrams, the TikToks, the Facebooks, they are a marketing tool. But one of the biggest things that I said in the conversation about when they're going to map out like the marketing plan for the next 6 months is I do not want to lose any authenticity about who I am. Yeah. I will post on about, you know, coming to work with me because I want to help people, you know, helping people first, like financial gains and stuff like that second, as far as I'm concerned. Like some of the clients that I've got now don't pay me a fucking thing, but they just can't afford it now. So I'm like, well, I'm still going to coach you because I still want to help you. Excuse me. And then I said, but I want to be as authentic. So I will do the whole, you know, come work with me.
You'll do the dance a little bit.
Absolutely.
But you don't lose the heart.
I'm still going to post me and you out for dinner, like enjoying myself.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, lovely.
Especially if you're paying.
Yeah, I'll pay.
Oh, no, actually, you're doing a lot of good work for free.
No. We'll go to the Golden Arches. Okay. Have you heard that?
No.
McDonald's.
Oh. We got all excited. I was like,
Golden Arches make it sound amazing.
McDonald's.
But yeah, that was, like I say, it was the biggest thing to come out of that conversation was that, look, I want you guys to help me, but I am not going to constantly be like, give me your money, give me your money, give me your money. I want to help you, I want to help you, I want to help you. I was like, because I want people to see the authentic side.
You want to be an act of service rather than just about
the lifestyle,
accumulating wealth.
Yeah. And the lifestyle isn't going to be, don't get me wrong, like I like the structure in the mornings. I like the morning ice baths that I need to do more of because I know it helps me. I need to do more of the journaling that I know works. And I know I'm fucking launching around, but it is what it is.
We're keeping up.
Going back to what I said about I stopped doing what works.
Yeah.
I've paid my coach a considerably large. Not actually. It's not. He could charge so much more a month, but a substantial amount of money every month for the last. I don't know. I've been with him for like 2 years now, and I would go as far to say that I have done basically fuck all with it for the last 9 months.
Well,
and then I wonder why certain things aren't happening. It's even to the point where in a turn of the year, it was like, right, bang, turning it on, put a Facebook post in our group. This is what I'm going to achieve. This is what I want. I've been doing fuck all. I've been paying you, da-da-da-da. And then 2 months later, like he commented on it. It was like, how's this going, mate? And it wasn't patronising, but it was like, you've still done fuck all. Yeah. You made a statement about you're going to do this, and I still didn't do it.
Again,
but if that was one of my clients, I'd be like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing this?
But that's a perfect example of how.
And that's what makes you feel like a little bit of a hypocrite. But
you're not.
I'm not. No, I don't believe
you're a human being first and then a coach second.
Yeah.
And that's a wonderful illustration of what it's like.
It is,
to be in our helping profession. But the key is, for me, but if you've just acknowledged it, recognised it, you're not lying to yourself about it, and then you will then use that self-awareness to move you back towards more positive habits again.
That's it. Like, no one's perfect. There's no such thing as perfection. And I think if you're looking for, in my opinion, if you're looking for someone to help you, if you need a bit of help, do a little bit of research. Because in my opinion, these people that say you're looking for an online coach, and a lot of therapists use social media now, don't know, to get clients. But look at the content and look at what they're doing, and if they're painting this picture perfect life, in my opinion, I'd swerve it.
I stopped, not to make it about me, but I stopped.
Unlike you.
I stopped doing my social media. I have stopped doing my social media for now because I'm not sure what my mission is.
Yeah,
and I want to role model authenticity and genuineness, and I don't feel that just giving. I mean, there's a place for giving those sort of nuggets of advice and those sort of reels, etc. But I'm not sure what I want to put out. I don't feel that's in line with my own journey. So I'm pausing, but it feels like you're kind of, like you said about the 6 month forecasting, but you don't want to lose your sincerity or you don't want to lose you.
Yeah,
you'll do some of the dance, but you don't want to lose the heart. And I think that's really important.
And that's it. And like, you know, there is literally people that teach you how to do the content thing, which is why you see so much of the same shit all over the Instagram and TikToks, because like how
every now and then you do get a gem, don't you?
Like,
but
you get. I think we're off on a tangent about it, but
we'll come back.
Look at it, and if you've seen the same video by 6 different people, but it's all the same thing, is that, and they're almost reading from a script. I think the best kind of people that I follow is that the message is the same, but it's the way that they get it across, and they make it like you read something. Like, how am I interpreting this? Like, how can I so you learn something? How can I get this across to people in the way that I know how? And a lot of people follow me because they're like, you are just so real. Like, you swear so much.
Do you?
Don't give a fuck.
Don't think I've ever heard you swear. Oh, there you go.
You don't give a fuck like about. Like, I do some of the recordings in the car and stuff, not whilst I'm driving, obviously. But they're like, it just feels real. Whereas a lot of all this staged content, but some of it is very good.
I can't do it though. It's like telling me to smile in a photo. No, make me laugh, then I'll have the photo.
Candid.
I can't do that. My face will not do it. So when I've tried to stage things, I felt so like awkward.
Yeah.
When I love the way that you just are like in the car, like rah, rah, rah,
yeah. But I fucking love doing it.
It's energetic. It's real, like you say, and that's your thing. That's your bit.
Yeah, that's it. That is me being me, and like probably some people that I work with are like, you get into work and you become a miserable cunt, and it's like, well, yeah, because this fucking hasn't been done or whatever. Like, yeah, and look, it is what it is.
But again, that's because you're human.
Exactly. And this
like our friends, right, will be the best. If we got all of our friends into this room, I mean, it would be a squeeze, but if we did, they are the best mirrors, though, for us.
Absolutely, yeah.
We, as coaches and therapists, humans first, but then we can think, right, we've done all this personal development. We continue to do so. We're never done, air quotes. But so much of what we can learn about ourselves is reflected back by others. If we say, "Oh, I'm so easygoing all the time," my friends will be like, "Fuck, no, you are not. You are not. You are highly strung some of the time, or you think you're easygoing, but you're like, and you're like, oh yeah, humble pie, thank you.
Yeah,
that's so important because we're not.
I think
we're not robots or products of social media. We're people.
No, we are. Yeah, exactly. We are humans. Funny you say that because I think a girl that I was seeing last year sent me a message about I can't remember what she said, but it was like, oh, like, you're quite patient and like and basically calm. And I sent it to my friend Emily, and she was just like, I would never use either of those fucking words to describe you. And I'm like, okay. Well, in that sense, I'm like, what fucking persona am I giving this girl? But it was more about that. I was very back at this point. I was so in control of every reaction. So if anything bad happened, I was like, what's the point? Like, there's no need to argue. There's no need to do this. And they were like, you're proper chilled. That was it. Chilled out.
Chilled out.
She was like, you're so chilled about things. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm really not. Like, I am intense when I want to be, when I need to be.
But if you can use it for a force for good, and you can turn it on, and you're turning it on.
Yeah, exactly.
But then you can dial it down, and it's all about whether or not you feel inside, at peace or grounded or calm.
It's funny. Did you saw my Insta poll yesterday, didn't you? About the
if I said no, would you hate me? I mean, yes, I did. I did. Tell me more about it to remind me.
Well, anyway, this is going to be the last thing I talk about because we get on with time. But it is completely is about being that human first,
right? And
it is. Do you believe, like what I put out there was, do you believe that as a human being, and I actually said those words, which is, and I didn't. We weren't actually. This wasn't scheduled to talk about this today, but
synchronous.
But yeah, it's great minds, baby. As a human being, do you believe that you have control over your thoughts, emotions, feelings, or do you believe that you only have the ability to control your reaction to those thoughts, feelings, emotions?
The second one.
Or
sorry.
I mean, the poll was only 2.
Oh,
but I said, or do you believe that there's a little bit of both in there? And I had a lot of responses, and I think as of this morning, like it was like 98% was the second one, like you just said.
It's a philosophical debate, though, isn't it?
We could talk for hours about it, and a girl, Becky, who will be coming on the podcast at some point. She's a fantastic coach. we had a little bit of to and fro about it, and it was like there is so many caveats to this, and yeah, I just found it really interesting to see that people don't believe that you can control the way where your mind thinks and stuff like that, and I'm like, well, there is certain things that you can control. You can control how long you think for that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I say. But yeah, and no, going back to the main thing about this whole podcast is that based on that poll, you could argue that like everyone that's got their shit together. Well, no, because 98% of people think that you can only react to a situation, and if you're not reacting in the right way, then they won't have their shit together. As perceived,
shit together probably needs redefining, doesn't it?
Well, no, I think it.
No.
Yeah.
My tummy's rumbling. Sorry if you can hear that at home.
No,
I wanted a Greg's bacon roll, but I said no.
I didn't hear it, but we spoke about getting rid of the words should and shouldn't, because that is a perception from other people.
Cast them out of the vocabulary,
and it's the same as the shit together. It's all if you think you've got your shit together, somebody else is going to say, no, you haven't, because their definition of having your shit together is something different.
So how would you define it? Maybe we can finish on that.
Having your shit together, I said it. I think
Did you define it already and I missed it?
No, sorry. I said the wrong word there.
Oh.
Which I do quite a lot. I think if you've done enough self-development or you're on a self-development journey, I think there is going to come a penny drop moment where you are well aware that the reality is the only person that matters about how much progress you're making is your own opinion. That is having your shit together. Not everyone's running the same race.
Yeah.
People do things at various stages of their own lives.
Yes.
And they could define that as having a shit together. You're meant to be where you are right now. You might be able to be a little bit further if you'd have made certain decisions in the past, but you didn't, and we can't change that.
No.
So long as you think that you're happy, if you're happy with how you are right now, and you're aspiring to be to progress, however, in whatever aspect of your life that may be, to me, that's having your shit together. Because you're owning where you are right now. I'm going in this direction. Probably going to take a couple of steps back at times. There's going to be the peaks and troughs. Cool, I'm all right with that. But internally knowing, do you know what? I'm doing good right now. That's it. That's it for me.
That's really nice.
Cool.
I just want to thank you for your honesty, your role modeling, being vulnerable, sharing more about your life.
Yeah.
I feel like I was really connected to so much of what you were saying, and just to role model the human first part of this, I think is so important. And how else, I think, in my view, you show yourself to others in that spirit of openness, sincerity, etc. That's how people learn to love you.
Absolutely.
And how you learn to love yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, thanks for letting us in.
No, mate, thanks. Look, at the end of the day, we've done so many episodes now, and we're still learning loads about each other.
Of course. And I think that's true of how relationships are.
Yeah.
I don't profess to know anything anywhere near as who you are.
Plus, I've enjoyed talking about myself for a whole hour.
Well, there is, of course, that part of it which is just, it is about me.
But I've got an ego. And,
we all have an ego.
Just for the external validation, if you could all say how wonderful this episode was.
And what was it that you asked Emily to say to you? Tell me I'm pretty.
Tell me I'm pretty.
Sam, you are exceptionally pretty.
Tell me I'm pretty, and tell me someone's going to fall in love with me one
You're
day.
gorgeous on the inside and on the outside.
Thank you so much. Right, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, and I'll see you next time.